Hey everyone, this is Z. I'm the founder and executive director at Serenity Forge. Today I am so excited to be showing you guys some of the amazing stuff that we put into our release of Sword and Fairy Together Forever. You know, it ranges from really cute plushies like the Leaf Fairy, very iconic mascot from the game, all the way to our really exclusive Steelbook. We're releasing the game for both PS4 and PS5, and I'm gonna go ahead and do an unboxing real quick, and let's take a look at what's inside. So here you can see the box. This is the PS5 edition of the game. And on the back there, you can see how it has all of the goodies listed on the bottom. And then on the top, you actually see a poem that I wrote. Let me read it real quick. It says, "Unite legends, forge destiny. Amidst landscapes, wondrous and wide, four heroes stride, destiny their guide. Deities, demons, mortals, ushering release, symphonies, serenity, unveiling peace." It's kind of a sizable box, pretty hefty weight, and let's go ahead and give this an open. You can see all of the goodies kind of being tucked in here. I'm just gonna go over these one by one. Starting with, I guess, probably this desk mat, because we can just go ahead and use it right now. You can see that it's a really nice mat. It's basically like a gigantic mouse pad. We actually originally designed this so that you can play the collectible card game that's inside, but really it kind of, it can be a game mat, a mouse pad, whatever you want it to be. So let's go ahead and take a look at this plushie. This is definitely one of my favorite plushies that we have created. This is the Leaf Fairy from the game. Let me go ahead and just kind of rip it open here. There we go. There's the Leaf Fairy. The very iconic mascot from the game, Sword and Fairy Together Forever. It's got this kind of leaf on the very top, and this leaf, actually we inserted a metal rod in here so that you can actually kind of bend it to give it its more iconic look. It has little feet on the bottom as well. So yeah, it's a little cute little Leaf Fairy. So what's left is we have two more of these boxes that are just filled with goods. I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of pick one. First thing I see is the CD soundtrack here. Our lead artist, Uni, actually did this cover art for the soundtrack, which is just absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, let's open this up so we can take a look here. All right. It's a 4-disc set, so here you got your disc 1. There's a little booklet in here that's actually the soundtrack list, and there's your disc 2, and then of course on the other side over here you have your disc 3 and 4. Again, gorgeous art from our art team.
山海有多远，花开有几遍，却不及那一眼惊鸿的一面。
So yeah, that's the soundtrack CD. There we go. This is one of the coolest things that we have in the box, which is the Journey Heaven to Earth trading card game. Yeah, let's go ahead and just take a look at what the cards look like. So in the game, you get to play this trading card game. Every time you come across someone who plays the game, you get to kind of duel them, and then whenever you win, you get to collect a new card. So yeah, so this box has all the cards in it, and then also on the back of the box, you can see just a quick description as well as the QR code for you to download the actual rules set. And if you play the game, the rules should be really straightforward. This is the Heaven suit of the cards, and we included 2 of every common so that each player can have their own. So we only have 1 of each hero card. As you can see here, and this is again the Heaven suit. So here's all the Heaven cards, and then we have, here are the human cards, and here are the commons. Oh, there's the Leaf Fairy. And here's the character cards. And then here are all of the earth cards. This is basically the set of cards of Journey, Heaven to Earth. Lastly, in this goodie box number 1, we have the art cards from the game. So here are the 4 main characters from the game, basically your party members. So these art cards are printed in very high quality, and they're actually postcards. So if you really want to mail someone a very artsy kind of postcard, you're absolutely free to do so. So that's basically all that's in the goodies box number 1. And I'm gonna go ahead and kind of put this to the side here. And then I'm going to get back the box. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one. In here is the game and the steelbook case. So let's take these out here. So there you go. So there's the PS5 game, as well as the steelbook case. So let's take a quick look at the steelbook case. With this steelbook case, our art team really went above and beyond. All of this is custom art done by our art team, absolutely gorgeous. And you can kind of see how the gold here, the gold foil, kind of reflects light in a very different way than the rest of the art. And we really made sure to kind of use different textures and different materials to print onto the steelbook. And if you open it up, yeah, you can see that we have this kind of cute little pattern of all the little deities that you can collect from the game. And of course, we kind of put the names on the spine and everything. Now I think we should probably get to the actual game itself. Let me go ahead and open this up. There is the physical game that you can see. Sword and Fairy Together Forever, that's the game. For PS5, it's the back of the game. And of course the spine here as well. Let's take a look at what's inside. There we go. So of course you have your game disc here, where it usually goes, and we have a couple of goodies kind of tucked away over here. So the first thing that you see here is our chipboard standee. These chipboard standees are very similar to the pieces that you find inside tabletop games, so board games, and they're pretty sturdy, but they are also just extremely vibrant when it comes to the colors and the shine, the quality. And basically we made a standee for each of the characters. And honestly, the best part about these standees is that they are made with 100% recyclable material as well. Anyway, so let's go ahead and kind of assemble and put some of these together. So you just simply kind of pop them out. There you go. There's the main character, Yue Qingshu. There you go. These are very easy to pop out overall. There you go. There's your main 4 characters. And then, of course, the base on the bottom here. All right, there we go. One of the cool things that we did with the character bases is that we actually included both the Chinese as well as the English. So this way, basically, you can kind of use whichever display you really want to use, the English one or the original Chinese. Anyway, so let's go ahead and try putting some of these together. You just pop out the little piece in the center there. And then this is Yue Qingshu, so I'm just going to go ahead and put her into the base. There you go. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of put all the other characters together real quick. And then I'll kind of show some more close-ups. So that's the 4 character standee set, and you can kind of see them all together here. And lastly, we have a card in here in the game. And this card is the additional content download codes. First, you have this PlayStation DLC code. for all the free DLCs that you get, which includes the modern outfits for each of the main characters. And if you're playing on PS4, you also get 2 PlayStation themes. And lastly, you can get the full soundtrack of the game if you go to redeem.serenityforge.com and just enter the code here. We will be providing the soundtrack in both MP3 as well as lossless quality. Lastly, of course, we have the game itself. Here is the PS5 Blu-ray disc. And you can see we also kind of have this reversible art here on the back of the box. For those of you who are curious, I also have a PS4 copy of the game here. Just for a quick reference, of course, the game is upgradable from PS4 to PS5. You can see here on the bottom. And there's the back of the box, basically identical, except for, PS4 formatting. And of course, has all the goodies on the side as well. And here you can find the PS4 disc. In conclusion here, I'm just going to take a quick count. So you have the game itself. You have your character standee set up here. You have the download code card, which includes multiple DLCs as well as the full soundtrack of the game, 4 CDs worth of soundtrack. Of course, you have the actual CD set itself for those of you who would prefer it in a physical media. You have your steelbook, which again, gorgeously designed by our art team. You have the Journey Heaven to Earth card game, along with this, of course, playmat / desk mat that you can use for gaming. And then you have your art cards of the 4 main characters of the game. And then, of course, you have your Leaf Fairy plushie. That, of course, is the iconic mascot of the game. And all of this is also stored together in these 2 very pretty storage boxes. And last but not least, of course, the actual game box itself, which is just a little too big for me to actually put it in the frame here. So I'm just gonna leave it over here for now. Hopefully that shows. Hopefully that shows okay. Now, before I end this video, I just wanted to share a kind of a personal story about me with the Sword and Fairy franchise. Some of you might know this, but I was born in China. I moved to the United States when I was 10 years old, and the Sword and Fairy franchise was actually a game franchise that was very deeply meaningful to me. When I was growing up in China, my dad was really heavily into these kind of Chinese RPGs. And one of the first games that I ever played was actually Sword and Fairy 1, then called Chinese Paladin. So this is actually my copy from when I was only 7 years old of Sword and Fairy 1. And I just kind of wanted to show this off real quick, how Softstar and the Sword and Fairy team changed my life so much as a kid, and basically made it so that I eventually became a video game creator myself. So as you can probably imagine, just being able to work on Sword and Fairy Together Forever, also known as Sword and Fairy 7, basically 25 years after I played the original, the first game when I was just a kid, it's just such a mind-blowing experience, and it's so surreal that I was able to have this amazing honor and opportunity. This game is basically what made me who I am, and really taught me a lot of life lessons, taught me how to be a good person, and is extremely narratively meaningful for me and all the fans out there. So I just wanted to share that small little tidbit with you guys, and yeah, I don't know, just kind of geek out a bit, I guess. So there you have it. That was the Sword and Fairy Together Forever Premium Collector's Edition from Serenity Forge. You can get the game right now from your local game retailer. Thank you so much for joining me today to take a look at what's inside our release. We really hope you enjoyed the game.